I used to help my girlfriend set up these exact communication systems. I'm talking about 5 specific apps that create completely invisible conversations with someone else. And I guarantee at least one of these is already on her phone right now. Make sure you watch until the end, because app number 4 is the one that 90% of wives having secret relationships use, and it's probably disguised as something completely innocent on her phone right now. Before I expose these 5 apps, I need a small favor. Hit that subscribe button so you'll know exactly what to look for when she downloads her next innocent app. Smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what city are you watching from? I want to see how many men worldwide are dealing with this same digital deception. Now, let's dive into these hidden apps. The first app that's hiding entire affair conversations is one you'd never suspect. Most guys think checking text messages and call logs is enough, but I helped my girlfriend set up these exact same communication systems. As a woman, I know exactly which apps we use when we want total privacy. While you're checking her WhatsApp and Instagram, she's having full conversations on apps you've never heard of. These apps are specifically chosen because they look completely innocent. Every download is a calculated move to create untraceable communication. Hidden app number 1, Signal, the work security cover. The first app that creates completely invisible communication with someone else is Signal, disguised as a work security tool. She tells you it's for secure work communications or family group chats, but Signal's disappearing messages feature means entire secret conversations vanish without a trace every 24 hours. And here's how the basic deception works. She downloads Signal and explains it's required for work security or sensitive family discussions. The app looks completely professional with its clean interface and business-like appearance. Most husbands actually feel proud that their wife is being responsible about digital security. But the real deception goes deeper than just professional appearances. Signal's disappearing messages can be set to delete automatically after 24 hours, 8 hours, or even 5 minutes. Every romantic message, every coordination for meetups, every private conversation shared with this other person gets erased like it never happened. The app also prevents screenshots, so even if you grabbed her phone, you couldn't capture evidence of conversations. The sophisticated ones take this even further by using Signal's group chat feature to create fake family or work groups. She'll add her sister's number and the other person's number to the same group, making it look like innocent family coordination. But the real conversations happen in private Signal chats that disappear completely while the family group stays visible as her cover story. Signal gets chosen because it has legitimate business users, so when you ask about it, she has a ready-made excuse that sounds completely reasonable. I remember one case where she had Signal installed for 6 months, claiming it was for her book club's private discussions. Every Tuesday night during book club, she was actually coordinating meetups with this other person using disappearing messages. The conversations would include specific meeting locations, timing for arrivals, and detailed plans that vanished within hours. Her husband never suspected because Signal looked like exactly what she said it was, a communication tool for her intellectual hobby. Watch for apps she can explain but never seems to actually use for their stated purpose. If she has Signal for work but you never see work conversations, those invisible messages are going somewhere. But here's what's really shocking. The next app I'm about to reveal is used by 95% of women who are having secret emotional relationships. And it's probably already installed on her phone disguised as something completely innocent. Hidden app number 2, Google Photos with hidden albums, the family pictures cover. The second app that creates secret communication channels is Google Photos, specifically using hidden albums that are invisible in the main gallery. She tells you she's using it to organize family pictures and create better storage for memories. But Google Photos' private sharing feature allows her to exchange private photos and location data with this other person through completely hidden albums. The basic deception starts with her explaining she needs better photo organization for family memories. She'll spend time visibly organizing legitimate family photos, creating albums you can see, and talking about how much storage space she's saving. This creates the perfect cover for what's really happening in her private albums. But the real deception goes deeper than just photo storage. Google Photos allows users to create hidden albums that don't show up in the main photo stream. She can take photos at restaurants, coffee shops, or locations where she meets this other person, then immediately move them to these invisible albums. Even more sophisticated, the photos contain embedded location data that tells this person exactly where she is without sending obvious text messages. The sophisticated ones take this even further by using Google Photos as sharing feature to send photos directly to the other person's private albums. They can exchange private pictures, location selfies, and even screenshots of their conversations from other apps, all through a platform that looks completely innocent. The shared albums are invisible to anyone else, and the location metadata provides perfect coordination for secret meetups. Google Photos gets chosen because everyone uses it for legitimate photo storage, so having it on her phone raises zero suspicion. I remember one case where she was using Google Photos to coordinate every secret meeting for 8 months. She would take a selfie at her office bathroom before leaving for meetups, and the embedded GPS data would tell this other person she was heading out. Then she'd take another photo at a coffee shop near the meeting location, confirming the spot. All these coordination photos went into hidden albums that her husband never knew existed, while her main photo stream stayed filled with innocent family pictures. Watch for sudden interest in photo organization or increased camera usage without visible photos appearing in her regular gallery if she's taking more photos. But you're seeing fewer new pictures. Those images are going somewhere hidden. Hidden app number 3, Spotify with private playlists, the music hobby cover. The third app that creates secret communication is Spotify, using private collaborative playlists and voice message features that most people don't even know exist. She tells you she's getting really into music lately and wants to discover new artists. But Spotify's private playlist sharing and voice memo features create perfect coded communication with this other person. The basic deception begins with her suddenly developing interest in music discovery. She'll start wearing headphones more often, talking about new artists she's found, and creating playlists you can see. This establishes the perfect excuse for having Spotify constantly open and receiving notifications from the app. But the real deception goes deeper than just music appreciation. Spotify allows users to create collaborative playlists that are completely private and shareable only with specific people. She and this other person create playlists with song titles that contain coded messages like "Meet Me at Midnight" by Taylor Swift added right before planned encounters, or "Secret Love Song" by a Little Mix when they're missing each other. Even more sophisticated, Spotify has a voice memo feature where users can record short voice messages about songs that get shared with playlist collaborators. The sophisticated ones take this even further by using Spotify's podcast feature to record and share private voice messages disguised as music reviews or song recommendations. They can leave detailed personal messages for each other talking about their feelings or planning future meetings, all disguised as passionate music commentary that gets shared through private podcast uploads. Spotify gets chosen because having strong opinions about music makes someone seem cultured and interesting, so obsessive app usage actually improves her image. I remember one case where she and this other person had created 17 different private collaborative playlists over 6 months. Each playlist represented different aspects of their secret relationship. Coffee shop vibes for meeting locations, late night feelings for personal messages, and road trip songs for planned weekend getaways. They would add songs with specific meanings. And the voice memos attached to each playlist contained detailed conversation that her husband never suspected existed, all hidden behind her newfound passion for music curation. Watch for sudden musical obsession, especially if she's constantly adding songs to playlists you can't see or leaving voice memos about music that seem overly emotional. If her music taste suddenly becomes extremely specific, or she's passionate about songs that don't match her personality, someone else might be influencing her playlist choices. Now, if you think those first 3 apps are sneaky, wait until you see app number 4. This is the one that 90% of wives use when they're ready to take things to the next level. And the cover story is so believable that most husbands actually encourage them to download it. Hidden app number 4, Uber Lyft with multiple accounts, the work, transportation cover. But the 4th app that enables secret physical meetings is ride-sharing services like Uber or Lyft, specifically using separate accounts for secret relationship-related transportation. She tells you she needs a separate transportation account for work expenses or wants to keep personal and professional rides organized. But having multiple ride-sharing accounts creates perfect alibi systems for secret meetups with this other person. The basic deception starts with her explaining she needs better expense tracking for work travel or wants to separate business and personal transportation for tax purposes. This sounds incredibly responsible and organized, so most husbands actually encourage this kind of financial planning. She'll even show you receipts from her work account to prove she's being responsible with money. But the real deception goes deeper than just expense organization. Multiple Uber accounts mean she can take rides to meeting locations, coffee shops, or secret meetup spots using the hidden account, while her main account shows only innocent trips to work and family activities. The separate account creates a complete shadow transportation history that proves she was somewhere else during times she claimed to be shopping or working late. The sophisticated ones take this even further by coordinating ride timing with this other person's schedule. She'll use the secret account to arrive at locations exactly when this person gets there, or coordinate pickup times that give them maximum time together. Even more calculated, she uses the ride-sharing app's location sharing feature to let this person track when she's arriving, creating perfect timing for secret encounters without obvious text message coordination. Uber and Lyft get chosen because transportation apps are completely normal, and having multiple accounts actually makes her look more organized and financially responsible. I remember one case where she'd been using a secret Uber account for 14 months to coordinate secret meetings twice per week, every Tuesday and Thursday. Her main account showed rides home from work, but her secret account showed rides to a downtown district during her supposed overtime hours. The timing was so precise that she would arrive at the meeting spot exactly 7 minutes after this other person got there, spend exactly 2 hours there, and then use the secret account to get rides to shopping centers where she would switch to her main account for rides home with shopping bags as proof of her afternoon activities. Watch for sudden interest in expense organization, especially if she starts talking about separate transportation accounts for work, if she's taking more rides, but you're seeing charges for fewer trips on your shared accounts, or if she suddenly cares about ride-sharing efficiency when she never did before. She might be using transportation apps to coordinate secret meetings. Hidden app number 5, banking finance apps, Venmo, PayPal, the personal finance cover. The 5th app that enables affair maintenance is banking and payment apps like Venmo or PayPal used for secret money transfers and expense tracking related to affair activities. She tells you she's getting better at managing personal finances and wants to track spending more carefully. But separate payment apps create invisible financial trails for affair-related expenses like hotels, gifts, and romantic dinners. The basic deception begins with her talking about financial responsibility and wanting to track small expenses better. She'll download Venmo or PayPal and explain it's for splitting costs with friends, paying for group activities, or managing small personal purchases without using your shared accounts. This sounds incredibly mature and financially conscious, but the real deception goes deeper than just expense tracking. Separate payment apps mean she can pay for hotel rooms, romantic dinners, gifts for her lover, and affair-related expenses without these charges appearing on your shared bank statements or credit cards. She can also receive money from her lover to split costs of their secret activities, creating a completely invisible financial system that supports their affair. The sophisticated ones take this even further by using these apps' social features to communicate through payment descriptions. Venmo payments are social by default, so she can send her lover small amounts of money with descriptions like "coffee yesterday was amazing" or "can't wait for next time," creating coded communication that looks like innocent friend transactions to anyone else who sees them. Banking apps get chosen because financial responsibility is attractive and mature. So using multiple payment platforms actually makes her look more organized and trustworthy with money. I remember one case where she had been using Venmo for 11 months to manage a complete shadow financial system for her affair. Every week, she would send her lover money for coffee or lunch that was actually splitting hotel costs, receive payments for gas money that was actually reimbursement for romantic gifts she bought, and create a transaction history that told the complete story of their relationship through coded payment descriptions that looked innocent to everyone else, but created perfect communication records for them. Watch for sudden interest in financial apps, especially if she starts talking about splitting costs with friends or tracking small expenses separately. If she's making payments to people you don't know or receiving money for activities she can't clearly explain, those financial transactions might be supporting activities she doesn't want you to know about. And here's the most disturbing part about all 5 apps. There's one specific behavior pattern that happens when she has 3 or more of these installed, and I'm about to tell you exactly what to watch for. When your wife has 5 different communication apps that all have convenient explanations, but suspicious usage patterns, you're not dealing with coincidence. Each app represents a deliberate choice to create untraceable communication channels with someone she doesn't want you to know about. Your peace of mind is worth more than her digital privacy, and your relationship deserves transparency, not secret apps. When someone needs 5 different hidden communication methods, they've already decided that deceiving you is worth the effort. The question isn't which app she's using. It's whether you're ready to acknowledge what all these secret communication channels really mean, if these hidden app revelations opened your eyes to what might be happening on her phone. And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the daily videos that expose more digital deception tactics. Smash that like button if this helped you understand her suspicious app behavior, and drop a comment sharing your own experience. Have you noticed any of these apps mysteriously appearing on her